are live.
I feel like we're over, but we're not.
Over what?
Like over distance-wise.
Over budget?
Always over.
Overexposed?
Oh, yes.
Oh, listen to that.
It fits in with a lot of the stuff I was going to talk about. It's perfect.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I think my laptop might need some maintenance.
Yeah, that sounds a little weed whackerish.
Yeah. All right, enough of you.
This is Fonzie going to jump the chicken shack or whatever? Okay. Wow. It's like a mini bike.
I already shut you down. Why don't you shut off?
He's
Thank you.
going to the end. Hey, we're back. We're live.
We're back to live again, huh?
What is it, 68? 67?
I don't know.
69!
I don't keep track.
But you should know.
I should know.
But you usually know, I'm saying.
I usually do, but you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore.
Wow. Well, I mean, nobody gives a fuck, really, if you think about
That's
it.
right. This is how much
Whoa.
we made on this podcast.
That nickel.
Fucking nickel.
Wow. So,
9/26, April 18th. And go.
if it's going to be noisy, just
Well, we'll see.
adds to the mystique of our podcast.
Yeah.
Dude.
What up?
Did you enjoy the eclipse the other day?
No, it sucked. And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Please tell me.
My mom got the boys and I glasses.
Oh, yeah. The dark ones.
Yeah. They were like paper with
Yeah.
just a piece of black plastic in it. Guaranteed to make you blind. I don't
Of
care
course.
what they say.
Yeah.
And, you know, I go out when it's supposed to be eclipsing.
Optimal time.
Optimal time. Cloudy as a muffa out there.
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while you see the clouds break apart and you look up with your stupid glasses and you see a little tiny sliver. So I'm like, all right, I'll just hang out because I know it's going to be moving, right? And
Right.
That's what you want to see. You want to see the whole transition, right?
Sure, I guess so.
That's the cool part. I mean, just seeing the sun. I see the sun every day,
With
right?
a little line around it. A little corona,
Yeah,
as they
whatever.
call it.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of your asshole? The corona?
Yeah, that's the part that looks like puckered lips.
Yeah, before you're in, you
Yeah.
hit the corona.
Yeah, it looks like the inside of a lemon.
It's your last chance to turn
If
back.
you have a few roids, it looks like the seeds.
Oh, God. It's like right before you turn back. It's like your last warning. Anyway, so you look up and nothing.
Just a sliver, right?
Right.
So I'm standing there watching it, thinking, oh, the clouds are going to pass. I'll just hang out here, and then I'll watch it move. Nope.
No.
The only thing they did was cover it again.
Yep.
A waste of my time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it affected your life at all? When people say that it affected their lives, like their biorhythms and all that?
People actually say that.
Oh, yeah.
People are loopy as fuck.
They're terrible. But like, there's some people saying, like, yeah, it affected them. The people that were near the full eclipse claims it affected them.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't help me. Uh-huh. Did nobody you talked to after they were like, hey, man, did you see the eclipse? How cool was that?
I saw an eclipse that was really cool once.
Right.
I was on acid, though.
So it might not have been.
No, it was. It was cool, but we were looking at it without any glasses or anything. We had acid eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure that helped.
It was up at Round Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and we were hiking around the lake, and there was a fence, and it said, do not go past this fence, private property or whatever, so of course we climbed it.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking through the woods, and all of a sudden we heard like a... And we're like, what the hell was that? So we look, and about 7 or 8 deer came running past us on the path. Like, pretty close. Probably 4 feet, like, from me to that door over there.
Okay.
And we're like, all right, let's follow them. They must be going somewhere cool, right?
Of course.
They ended up on this hillside, which led down to a road. And they were just hanging out there in the sun. So we just kind of sat down there with them. With the deer hanging out on the hillside. I mean, they were probably a good 20 feet away, but still pretty close.
Right.
And they couldn't have cared less if we were there and we were just looking at the eclipse like a bunch of idiots.
How long ago was this?
man, late 90s maybe? Early 90s?
Right. So we're not supposed to have like another
90s.
one. We're not supposed to have another one for a long time.
Is that what they said?
They say that.
Like 20 years? Is that how long?
Something. So it's a number.
Mm.
But like, I don't know. There's people who are like, it affected
It's a number.
People, they say it affected them. I don't know. It didn't affect me.
Me either. I was working.
Remember,
You know how it affected me? I left my job to look outside, and I didn't see anything. I got pissed off.
Highly
and I went back
disappointed.
to work.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, where the full eclipse was, people were like, the clouds all parted for it for minutes. Like, the atmosphere changed. I don't know. Not for us.
Maybe we should have driven to Buffalo.
Right, or Texas, wherever that was.
Wherever.
Because they were watching it over where they come in illegally.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
And the guy, it's my favorite line. The guy from Fox News goes, "It's not affecting the animals at all." I'm like, is he talking about the people on the other side of the fence? Or are you talking about actual animals?
Yeah.
Like, people were amazed, but they were like partying. If you were in the direct line of fire, they were partying. I mean, like, Indiana had like Shatner talking.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Because we didn't.
Captain Kirk knows all about it, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow. Whatever they teach him.
I think Captain Pike was a better captain.
You think so?
Yeah. So he didn't talk.
As much?
Beep, beep. He just had two lights, right?
I think so, right?
He had like a yes and a no.
What about the other one?
Who was that?
Who was the other captain? Jean-Luc Picard, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of captains.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And there was the space station lady. Then there was a black dude.
But then we just talking about the Enterprise?
No, I'm sorry. The black dude was a space station guy.
But we just got to talk about the Enterprise.
And then there was another guy. The Quantum Leap guy. The original Quantum Leap guy. Scott Bakula.
Mm-hmm. He was the captain?
He was one of them, too. I think he was the most recent guy.
For the Enterprise?
Yeah. I think the show was just called Enterprise.
It went through a lot of iterations. That's the word.
That thing, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
sure did. I mean, they squeezed that franchise.
Yeah, they juiced that lemon.
Sure.
They juiced that Corona.
Why not?
But like,
they've been rocking that since the 60s.
Right, but how come Kirk is the only one that always gets all the accolades? Like, or do the other ones just know they're like, this was, it was a thing, we're done with it?
What do you mean?
Well, you don't hear the Patrick Stewart talk about.
He still does the Netflix series.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's still on Netflix. I didn't even know it was on Netflix.
I don't know if it's Netflix, but there was a series called Picard. That they did at least 2 seasons of.
Oh, okay. You're a big Star Trek fan.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but it's enjoyable.
You know about it.
I do. I know a lot about a lot of things.
But for some reason, you know a lot about Star Trek.
I do. Yeah, I've got fake ears and
you fucking nerd.
Banged blue chicks and all that shit.
They bang Smurfs?
Yeah.
Or avatars? What are they called? Avatars?
Oh, the Avatar people?
Yeah, whatever they are.
What are those things supposed to be?
I don't know.
I mean, I know they're supposed to be from like another world, but based on what? They look like kind of donkey, kind of spider.
Kind of.
I don't know what
they look rubbery.
Did you watch any of those?
I watched the first one.
And?
Stupid. It's the Smurfs.
Yeah.
They're hiding out under mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Smurfs.
Blue. Like the Smurfs.
Right. One smart guy, a bunch of two do-nothings, and a chick that led the show. Just like the Smurfs.
Interesting.
And
I never made that connection before. That's probably why I hated it.
Yeah, because fuck the Smurfs.
Yeah.
That was a stupid show. Did you ever watch that when you were a kid?
No, I didn't. But,
Smurfs.
at least it was like for kids, right? It wasn't supposed to be
so.
intelligent. It wasn't like Avatar was, we got to have meaning behind this.
Yeah. Everything's got to have a meaning.
Ick.
Everything's got to have a meaning.
Ick.
It's stupid.
Yes.
Like, it's funny. I mean, it's got nothing to do with anything, but I was reading articles, and it was about some girl, I don't know, wealthy billionaire heiress or something, right?
Mm-hmm. My kind of lady.
Right. And she's an actress of sorts, I think. She did a couple things like American Horror Story or whatever.
Okay.
And so she wrote a movie.
Bought her way onto the set.
I don't know. Bought, blew, whatever.
If you're a billionaire, do you really need to blow somebody for a part?
You should. I mean, if you really want to go
should.
through the ranks, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to get accused of skipping steps.
Maybe she like executive produced the show or something.
Right. Well, whatever she did, she wrote and directed a movie about a poverty-stricken stripper trying to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And people gave her so much grief. How dare you write this because you're rich? Don't rich people write movies all the time?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. But why did they give her shit? Because they call it poverty porn. Why? Rich people write stupid movies all the time.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
I don't get it. It's a movie. What's
Right.
the difference?
I don't know why but because of our new everything's got to have a meaning, everything's got
Everybody's got to complain about everything. They should shut up.
They should.
They should just shut up.
You should. How about this for an idea?
I should.
Not you.
Okay.
You could keep talking. How about that? It's like, say you're one of these idiots who like to get into spats on the internet. How about if it gets down to where you've exchanged messages back and forth 3 times, you have to meet in person and fight.
Now you're talking.
Right?
Yeah, it's a must.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, you can't back out.
Yeah. As soon as your third message goes through, the tracer's on.
I think what should happen is that people shouldn't be anonymous, and then a lot of the bullshit would stop.
And then they should fight like Captain Kirk, remember?
With
the big
lizard
sticks.
guy?
The big sticks, remember? They had they had the thing around their necks. That's what they do. Yeah, that big crazy music. I mean,
remember when he fought the lizard guy?
Yeah.
And he was like punching him, and it wasn't doing anything. It was just, it was so bad.
But then didn't he have to fight people too that one time in the arena? It was like,
I think so.
It was like a gladiator type
Yeah,
thing?
a gladiator type thing.
So that's when we should, that's, probably after we all get microchipped, right? So you send your third message, chip gets activated.
Right into the gladiator, yeah.
You're out. And next thing you know, you're up.
You're in a coliseum.
And you're in the movie Gladiator,
you
waiting
think
to get
you'll
up top.
materialize like that transporter thing?
That would be great. Or Men in Black just come get you. You just wake up in that little room under the Coliseum. Yeah.
And they're like, you got 5 minutes. Somebody's taping up your hands.
They let him just bare knuckle it out. It's like some invalid. It's some 13-year-old kid fighting. Chasing him around the arena with his fucking wheelchair.
I think they already have stuff like that in Russia.
Yeah, well,
I see those clips all the time.
Maybe they're onto something.
See like 2 kids that look like they're inbred fighting some 400-pound lady. See all kinds of crazy stuff on the internet now.
That's yeah. I mean, it doesn't end.
No.
I don't know if it ever will. Well, maybe if we start having these fights, it'll slow down.
The fighting?
Well, yeah, maybe the yapping. Dude, can you imagine how many a day? People just being launched into arenas all over this country.
Yeah.
Or they're in their little booths waiting one at a time. Send them up. And if you don't,
then you get a guy like Strickland who's just trolling the internet all day long to beat people up.
Just to fight people. And send.
Yeah. I hate you fucking influencer. Hate you. You're un-American. You're a piece of garbage.
As long as they respond.
Be a man.
If they don't respond, they'll never have to fight them. But it will only take the first 3, maybe.
Yeah.
This thing's not real. So you're in the ring with Strickland. You're fighting him.
Or better off. Better than just fighting the other person on the other side of the internet. If you're the guy who's being the aggressor,
right?
You gotta fight him in the ring.
Strickland?
Yeah. Yeah.
There can only be one troll.
It'll be like the modern day bully beatdown.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, so good. That was great.
Oh yeah, or maybe that's it. You have Strickland just come to the guy's house. You keep talking.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He trace your IP address.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care what you bring out with you.
Yeah.
Like you can bring a broomstick, a baseball bat. You gotta fight Strickland.
That would be great.
Some 12-year-old girl with braces get punched in the
He'd
mouth.
probably jump on that idea too.
Just cooking crack is hitting her. Some little kid's like, what?
Yeah.
But it would learn a lesson. Valuable lesson. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that
Yeah,
was
you think there's just not enough shutting up in the world.
No. Like all this horseshit with the Palestinian thing and Hamas. And what they say? A bunch of people stage 2 sit-downs in Google. People who worked at Google
Yeah.
went and sat in the offices of the heads of those departments. Fired. And they were like, what?
Oh, they had to sit down. They didn't want to work.
No, they sat in about how Google sends blood money, takes blood money from Israel, whatever. Fired. And they're like, but no, you're out.
You don't get to do whatever you want.
No, it's like
It's a corporation. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a town square where you get to apply for a permit and have a demonstration.
or not. They're like these assholes that were clogging up New York by Columbia.
Mm-hmm. What happened with Iran? I heard they were planning some drone strikes.
They threw like 300 drones at Israel, and they got shot down.
All of them?
A little bit made it through,
Yeah.
but they didn't hurt anybody. And a bunch didn't go off.
Maybe they're just delivering kebabs or something.
Hummus. It's only one letter, right? Hamas to hummus. I mean, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I thought it was the other guys.
Maybe that's how they get funded.
Through hummus?
Yeah, we think we're buying something special, but it's really Hamas.
Right, it's an upside down U. It's really an A. You turn it up,
exactly.
you look at the mirror or something, it says Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
But it had to look
We've
stupid.
cracked it. The caper is over.
That's right. Boycott hummus.
Boycott hummus.
Unless you homemake it.
Unless you work at Google. Then have a sit down and eat your hummus and get fired. So I can laugh.
But like a bunch didn't work, they said, besides the ones that got shot down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably doesn't look good for China, because I think China supplied them
The Iranian
drones. So that probably looks bad for China. They were touting
China doesn't give a fuck.
how tough they are. But if your shit don't work, then you don't look like you're that strong.
Are you surprised it's Chinese made?
No.
You would think they would have stolen a good shit by now.
Right.
And learned how to do it right.
You would think. Well, I mean,
You know what I picture China being? Like,
bunch of guys chasing dogs.
they probably
with
have like
frying pans.
they probably have like 1 million really super smart engineer type dudes, and then they have 990,000 morons just like eating dirt in the street.
Okay. I could see that.
That's it.
And a bunch of girls.
No, they don't have enough women there.
None? Not anymore?
No, because of that whole thing that they instituted.
Oh, that's right. They
Way
wanted limits on children and families.
Yeah. And there's some cities, I think, where it's like 3 guys to every woman.
Wow.
Or something like that, or even maybe even more.
Those poor women.
Those poor dudes. They got.
I think it's to the goog.
Let's see. China. The population of China.
What did we drop on them radios? Oh! What was that?
Sounds like a dice bit.
That was with Japan, remember? Well, we're in them bombs. Transistor radios. Oh!
Oh no, this is like no better from here to here.
All right. Statista says,
Yeah, just give it all to me. I don't care.
in millions, 720 million.
Yeah, here's the female, the black and the blue.
689.
It should be pink and blue.
You would think.
689 million to 720 million.
So that's almost 1.2 to 1.
Yeah. But maybe we could break it down by city.
For 199 a month, we can't.
No, we can't do anything for 109. Vin cities.
Vin cities.
Statista again.
The Vin cities. Worldometers?
The 7th National Population Census.
Really?
That's what it said.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'd have more?
Urbanization and population density.
1.4 billion.
What's this? Total population, urban population.
Right.
Oh, I see. It's the urban.
And
It's
the
becoming more urban, just like everywhere else.
Right.
That's just the
That's
population.
it? 22 million in Shanghai? And it can't be that big of a city. But none of those cities can be big, right?
22 million's a lot.
Is it?
New York has 10. So it's double New York.
Yeah.
LA probably has like 14.
But what if you do 22 million, though, if you did all 5 boroughs?
Wuhan still has 10 million people.
So we didn't get them all.
They didn't get themselves.
I picture, like you said, I picture a pile of smart people, a pile of rich people, and then the rest chasing around animals with frying pans. Trying to eat
bats and...
whatever they can get their hands on.
Sure.
So if there's too many people in the city, right? There's not enough chow. Boy, you can't type that. Chai City with no women.
Dude, I've been typing for...
12 eerie photos.
12.
Eerie, empty cities, completely empty of people.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
That's like a real...
Wow. That looks so
cool reflection.
Looks kind of peaceful, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's move in, dude. Have an entire city block to yourself.
Oh, man, stretch out.
All right.
It's like dystopian.
So you know what? Can I tell you something? These pictures, not so eerie. That one's a little eerie.
Yeah, that's Blade Runner-ish.
This is dark.
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
not a city. That's one building.
That's a building. That's creepy. That looks like I Am Legend or something.
It looks like Asbury when they were building those hotels and they ran out of money.
Oh, yeah, well. Did they run out or did somebody run out with the money?
I don't know. These things, I hear stories.
Leftover women and shake and bake husbands. What? Talk about having no food.
In 1982, in Chinese cities, less than 5% of women reached their late 20s without marrying. Nearly 30% of the same age are single. Women who have not married by the expected age are called leftover women.
Do we call them spinsters?
Yeah. Comparable term for single men is bare branches.
Because you got no fruit. No.
Oh, golden turtles.
Single women as golden turtles. They are young women who move to cities to work in factories, to use their earnings to support their parents, to pay for the weddings of their brothers, and to educate their younger sisters in the case of families with more than one child, and to have a small taste of disposable income before returning home to dutifully get married. Do you think it's peaceful, like, if you're just like, all right, you're growing wheat this month? Okay.
Do I think it's what?
Peaceful? You're living out in the woods and the Communist Party just shows up like, listen, we need more beans. You're making beans for next year. Here's some seeds.
Well, I think growing beans is peaceful. I don't know about the army showing up to tell you what to do, how peaceful that is.
But, I mean, if you don't got anything, I mean, you got enough to get by.
If they just feed you the beans that you grow?
What else you going to eat?
I don't know. How about some meat?
That's the cats.
Meat would be good. The cats, I don't care what kind of meat it is.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know enough about China. I mean, personally.
No.
No interest to go.
No thanks.
Feels dirty.
I've heard it is.
But I'm sure like Taiwan or like Macau and all those like gambling areas, I'm sure that's all nicey nice.
I'm sure.
Yeah. It's probably the top or the bottom.
Well, that's communism itself, right?
Right. There's nothing.
You know, it's supposed to be we're all on the same plane, except for us who run the show.
Right.
Yeah, you all get the same amount of garbage, and we get everything.
Right.
Yeah, of course. We'll say.
Doesn't seem like it's worth it.
Nope. It's suckers. That's all.
I mean, you want to
good on paper.
You want to walk up the same gray house as your neighbor every day?
No.
And you're like, hey, man.
Athens is kind of like that.
Is it?
All gray buildings.
But they're not communists.
No. It's just not. It's not a pretty city except for like the main. I shouldn't say that. Like the the Acropolis part.
Right. The ruins.
Right under that is this thing called Plaka, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little tiny walking path, streets, and everything's kept really well. Then the rest of the city is like all black, not black, gray, concrete buildings.
Right.
And then when you start to get to the outskirts, then it's like more homes and stuff, and those are
rural,
nice.
farmy.
Not as much.
No.
Suburban, but suburban on more mountainous type stuff.
Right. But you think so? Like when you think suburban, I think suburban like a split level house like that, like our split level houses, not architecturally neater.
I mean, it won't be exactly like an American built house, but
I mean that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's still suburban.
Oh, I'm thinking a little more cultured. Like you see those winding cities in Italy, they look a little rustic.
Oh, the way they're laid out with the little tiny streets.
Yeah,
like
and the houses. Yeah, it looks
stuff.
a little more rustic. Farms are a little more farmy.
Well, I guess it's probably newer, right? I mean,
yeah, right.
You got the ancient stuff and everything around that is fallen down since now, up until this point, right?
Probably.
And then they just replaced it with concrete shit.
They don't have earthquakes, do they?
That's hard to say. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, they built them on something.
It's a bunch of islands, so I would think they would, but I don't know.
Right. I would think
it might not be volcanic islands.
I would think everywhere you dig in Greece, you'd end up finding ruins. Right? Just keeps getting rebuilt upon itself.
You would think in a place like that, everywhere you stepped, you'd slip. Because you're on the grease. Oh, this guy. Get him out of here. Where's the big hook?
The comedy is rolling.
It's fucking dog shit coming out of his guy's mouth.
First was the dice man. Now is this. How do we get to Greece from fighting people on the internet?
I don't know.
I never understand how we make these transitions.
Me either.
It's like wormholes.
Yeah, neither does anybody else because they can't follow this shit.
Good. It's like a fever dream.
Yeah.
I bet you if you got home and you got yourself completely hammered.
We should just call this podcast Spite. Because
Spite.
At this point, we just do it to hopefully aggravate somebody. It's
just a hangnail.
Just because I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit if nobody... I'm going to put stuff up anyway. I'm going to paint a fucking disgusting painting, put it up there for you.
We're like a hangnail. Or like in your cuticle.
Oh, speaking of it, we went for a walk yesterday, me and Nicole. And,
right. Yesterday?
Yeah.
School night?
Oh, yeah.
You drove up there?
I did. And she found a tick in the bed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man.
It's that
They're
time.
out. It's that time, yeah.
Gotta start taking your front line or whatever.
Dude,
with them collars.
Pulled out the... Yeah, I should wear one of those.
Keep it on your wrist would have the effect.
Banaka.
I mean...
Would it be the same?
If you put it on your wrist, wouldn't it still repel ticks?
I'd get 4. I'd put 2 on the ankles and 2 on the
5.
wrist. And one around the neck?
One around the broad shoulder. Just in case they get past the,
Yeah.
Oh, look at... Uh-oh.
Oh, it's already time. Wow, that went fast.
Yes.
Okay, folks, this was 970, something like that. Anyway, TOT!